All right, let's get back to it. ECT, the second half of painting this thing up. So, got my paint here on my little cardboard palette. See that at home? I got some round and black paint I found, and I'm just gonna go to it. Oh, but you know what I did, and I want to do again. Last time, pull the paints across, and that's what really makes it look nice. See? I used a thick brush to get the paints down the middle, and I'm gonna do that again after I finish this first line right here. Flow. And I'll talk about it again, is that when you're drawing, painting a line, whether you're using a pencil and you're drawing it, or you're painting it with a brush, or you're moving a line on Adobe Illustrator, when you're trying to get that perfect line, or not perfect, but that perfect to you line, that perfect line you can make, you're not thinking about much else aside from that line, and that's called getting in the flow. And I want you guys to try to find the flow as you paint. There's no rush. Take our time. All right, there we go. That's a pretty nice line. Now, I wanted to take this, and this is what I'm putting in here. See, I have a thicker brush. Let's get my line here. Go with the flow here. There we go. And I can use my little brush to fill this in. I'm gonna do one at a time. Unlike the first couple letters I did, I used a thick brush to do a bunch. Right now I'm gonna do it one at a time, and then I'll go back and use my thin brush. But I'm going to say it again, because a lot of videos of me painting right now, and you might not have caught it the first time, but by painting it physically or by hand, there will be imperfections. And that is what we are actually looking for with the art. Okay? We're not just typing some letters into Word and making them large. We're making our letters. And even if you're doing it fully digitally, I'd like you to make your own letters, not just pick a font that you like. I want you to create your own font. If you have the means to a drawing application, I like to go with the grain. Okay, maybe I'll use my big brush and just kind of make sure I go with the grain for a couple. I think that looks nice. What this shows is, now watch this, let me turn this around, since either I'm going to turn around or I'm going to turn my project around as I work on it, so I can pull my brush strokes down. Someone's going to read this sign, and they're going to know that it was handmade because of the slight imperfections. And that is what's going to make it unique. This is a one of a kind. You can't print this sign out. I couldn't even make the exact same sign. I could make one close, but there's going to be things that are always going to be different about this sign and any other sign that I would make or anyone would make. There we go. See that? It's a nice little E, trying to match my other E. I'm gonna come in here. When I was doing the sketching, the drawing of this, I was standing up. Now that I'm painting, I feel like I need to sit down and to get these nice, because these are the final lines that need to come out sweet. Right there, I was in the flow. I was in the flow state. There's a whole thing about flow state. I don't know if anyone has researched it or looked into it, but it's just about getting into that state of mind where nothing else matters except this task that you are on. And that's how athletes and artists and musicians, they talk about finding that perfect flow state. And you can even get like, you know, really focused on the flow. And it's good for your psyche. I believe it's a lot like meditation, being in the flow. In the flow, man. Flowing so hard right now. This is it. Flow state. Ooh. That took me out of the flow when I try this. Sweet. Sweet. Looking good, looking good. Now I'm going to bring this down to there. Sweet. Like that. I'm going to go back and erase a couple of my pencil lines. Those are my sketches, my general sketches. But let's take a look at how this is looking. Sweet. And just finding the flow, doing the art Monday morning. I'm really excited to see what everybody comes up with for this project. And the most important thing is an explanation of what you're doing and why you chose the word or the image. Some people might have full-on phrases, while other people may have just an image. And some people like myself will have an image and a word. And I'm hoping that the image and the word together will be enough for people to comprehend what I'm trying to say. My wife thinks I need to write more than just the word respect. She doesn't think that people will understand what it means. And that's kind of okay with me. I kind of feel like I want mine to be a little more like, get people thinking like, respect, what is he talking about? And then maybe they read all the other signs and they comprehend then what I'm trying to say. But I'm not really sure. I haven't decided yet. Because what I'm going to do is an image over here, and I don't know if I'll have room to write anything else. If I write anything else, it might take away from the high contrast, the cool drawing I have. So we'll see. I'm not sure. Time will tell. And then I have to think of a cool place to hang this up. I know I want it down near the beach I like to go to, but where by the beach? So let's see here. Let's do this back line first, since I'm on this side of the paper or piece of wood. Right about there, looks good. This is my flow line. It's nice doing it on this side right now because I can lean my hand. When I turn it the other way, I have wet paint, so it makes it hard. That's why you see me lifting and using two hands to hold it steady. Now, I hope you guys are chilling, enjoying this, working on your own project, or just listening and hanging out, learning some techniques. All right, and maybe, I'll say it again, maybe you're gonna paint a sign in the future sometime, and you can do it on wood, and you're going to prime the wood with 2 coats of house paint, and you're going to use pencil to draw on the wood first, and you're going to use these techniques, and you might not use them right now, You might use them some other time. And you'll remember this. And, hey, I remember how O'Brien did that. He used house paint to paint on a piece of wood, and then he drew on it with pencil, and then he painted it with a couple paint brushes and some black paint. Oh, and he found the flow. Oh, I found the flow. The flow is so nice. I'm really into this. This is really fun for me. Very much enjoying it. Now, it's just a mystery on how to move the paper or the wood so that I can drag my brush. Say like this one, but I also need to be ooh, there's a lot of grain in the wood right there. So I'm gonna have to go over that gently and slowly. Make sure the bristles get into the wood. I can push them a little bit. The wood too is nice because the wood is an imperfect material, and so it gives it personality. Just like us, just like each and every one of you. You have personality. None of us are perfect. That's what makes us different and unique. And if we were all perfect and all the same, then we'd basically all just be robots. And that would be boring. There it is. Whoa, look at that. You can see that clearly? That is a nice flowy line right there. Oh, almost tripped. And get up and walk the other side to get that piece. Son's walking around my table. Take a look at that sea. Clean. Now I gotta watch out because this is wet right here. So I'll work from this side a little bit. Get my hand down in there. Now if I do get some black paint on something that I'm not supposed to, it's not the end of the world because I will just put some white paint over it another time. Oh, I'm gonna try to sneak into the other side over here. I'm looking all around. Now I'm on this side. Let's see, so I can get this right here. Now I could not have pulled any of this off if I didn't see, I can't even talk when I'm in the flow state. And I flowed that thing nasty, nice, killing it. I don't even remember what I was saying. Right there, I just got so flowy. I fell right out of my own head and forgot my train of thought. And that's what you want when you're really getting into your art. You're flowing, you're not worrying about anything else except what you're doing. And that's one of the greatest parts about doing fine art, music, whatever your thing is. All right, now I'll bring this around here. Nice. And bring this here. Sweet. Oh, look at that. Hi, little fly. You want to do art with me? Cool. Now I need to get that line right there, and then my T, and then we're done with the lettering. Then we can think about our drawing and what we're going to do to spice it up. Ooh, get a little shaky up there. Get in here, flow through this. There we go. beautiful. Now I'm gonna bring this down here. This is a harder spot because I have nowhere to put my arm. Oop, and I'm shaking the table. Sorry about that. I have nowhere to put my arm to get this line. But that's what makes it fun, exciting. It's a mystery how we're gonna do this. Bring this one up here. Bring it around. Make that line right in here and just flow the line. This line is having a hard time getting my flow in here because it's very grainy and I don't have a good spot to rest my hand. Ideally I would have it dry, but I don't have time to wait for all of them to dry and I'm kind of too excited I just want to keep going. There we go. There we go. Let's see if I can do this flow right here. I can lay my finger right here. I can use this. Oh, nailed it. Nice. In there a little bit, fill that in. I'll go back and I'll erase my pencil lines. There we go. Oh, I like it. Let's see. Did I spell it right? Oh, good thing. I'm telling you, it is so easy to spell something wrong when you're just in the flow and you're just painting constantly. Now I'm going to come back around over here and I'm going to work on my T and then we'll be done with that. So let's take a look at this T. Where's a good spot to work from? If you have a really big piece of wood, you might want to work outside and lean it up on something. But we'll see. We'll see what we come up with. I'm going to put this brush down for a moment. Take my thicker brush. Get a little bit of paint on there. I always like to keep the paint on the bottom third of my brush. This even lower. No matter what you're painting or where you're painting, keep the paint, at least more than halfway down, but I like to keep the paint very low down. If you start getting paint all up in here, especially if you're doing a big paint job, like you're painting your room or your house, and you start to get gooped up paint on here, it just makes it really hard to work with. That's my style. I have a friend who's a professional painter, and he's actually a lot messier with his brushes than I am, but he's still a fantastic artist and painter. But that's just my style. You find your own style. Maybe a little messier. You like to work a little messier than I do. That's your call. You're the artist of your own stuff. Now I'm just doing this to get the basic paints in there that I'm going to use. All right. And then I'll flow around this. Basic. And this also gives me some paint that I can mess with once I get started. Okay. With the grain. Cool. Put that down. Touch more paint to finish up this T. Alright. See here, I'm more than halfway up and that's starting to freak me out. I gotta get a little lower, keep it down, keep it halfway down. All right, let's do the top T first. Check my brush, see how it works. Good, add a little more paint. Good, okay, it's good out there. I'm gonna do the top portion right now. There we go. Nice. Beautiful. I don't know why I'm making noises. I just, sometimes when you flow, you don't even know. Killer. That came out great. Look at that. Look at that line right there. All right. Beautiful. Now, add a little more paint. Let's bring this down. A little imperfection there. Maybe even bring it a little farther, even though it was so nice. I might just go a little farther. Nice, nice, nice. Fill that in. Good, good. Bring it down. Alright. Getting those little white bits here and there. Alrighty, there we go. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. Nice. Let's do this. Nice. There it is. Good line. Flowing through here. Telling you. When I'm doing this art and I'm really concentrating. It's all the only thing that matters in the world at that moment. It's a really nice feeling. And you know, we can come back to reality and get back to life and all the other stuff anytime. It's nice to get in and get creative and make something cool, make something nice for the people and the environment and the world, or yourself or your family. Just creating. We can't just keep taking and watching YouTube and playing video games. We gotta make and create. Make video games, make signs, make YouTubes. Okay, now I'm on the other side with the wet paint. This makes it a little harder, but it's okay. We're gonna get through this together. All right, here we are. Let me start out here. Nailed it. Bring this up here. I didn't line up perfectly, so I gotta bring this one up a little bit higher. There we go. Bring it in. Touchdown. Great. Make this one a little bit thicker at the top. There it is. There it is. T. I think, since I did that, I think I need to make that one a little thicker, but since I'm on this side of the table, let's finish this line down here. Go. This one's a little harder, but it's coming. Nice flow. Bring that in there. Add a little more paint to it. I have not been watering my paint down at all. It came out of the tube, a very nice consistency. And I'm covering up over this white really well, so I haven't messed with it at all. There we go. Nice little line there. Fill in that. Now I'm going to step back once I do that and see if it looks how I want it to look. Stepping back. Yep. I just need to make this side of the T just a little thicker, of the top part of the T. Let's see here, to match that side. Whoops, and then I put my finger in it. Whoopsie. Oopsie doopsie. Clean that up. And then get this little spot right here. Great, now I'm going to go around, kind of make my brush strokes pretty even, going with the grain a little bit. And then, don't touch it, because I don't want to mess it up. Respect.